behind the scenes. I mean, we're out
Yep.
at dinner, and these guys are out here at night loading these houses.
They are.
They're doing around the clock, but this thing doesn't just go without a bunch of hands. And so as far as targets thrown, is the Grand the place where you throw the most targets out of all the shoots in the country?
It is. It is. Yeah, it's the single largest event Go ahead.
So what do you throw here? I mean, total.
Between the AIM and the Grand American, both events, just rough. Great as the blackout target is, it's never quite performed the way a pitch target does. It's really good, but it's not as good as the Eco Flyer, as you've seen and you've shot. It is performing to that pitch standard.
Absolutely. Yeah, but what I'm excited for is what Rick told me is like next to the pitch target. This was like.
Oh, I thought it actually when we were shooting down there in Missouri. I thought they smoked a little better.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Like, share, and subscribe. This podcast is sponsored by the following. Remington, made with pride in the USA. Iconic American impact. Wenig custom gun stocks. Head on down for your custom fitting. Remember, winners shoot Wenig. Shot Tracker, like having a coach on your barrel. For more info, go to takeaimtech.com. Life is too short to miss. RM Shooting Clinics, helping shooters from coast to coast. Have Ricky take your game to the next level. Zach Nanini at Northwestern Mutual. Trusted advice from someone you know. We believe in putting people first. Other supporters for Trap Talk. The Nevada State Trapshooting Association. Don't miss their 75th annual state shoot this October in Las Vegas. The NSTA puts on some great shoots, and they're going big for this year's state. Go to nvtrap.com to check out their program and all other shoots as well.
Welcome to another episode of Trap Talk. I've got my co-host, Richard Marshall Jr.,
Hello.
and we've got our guest, Josh Taylor from White Flyer.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
We're here at the Grand,
Yep.
if you don't know, 2023 Grand America, and we've got some exciting announcements from White Flyer that we're going to talk a little bit about today. But first of all, before we get into that, we want to hear a little bit about you, Josh. Tell us, you're a shooter. We've shot with you a bunch. Me and Ricky had you on the squad before. You've shot some good scores. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, this is my 18th year with White Flyer. Before that, I was with Winchester Ammunition for about 5 or 6 years in their shooting promotions marketing department. I've had 2 different positions with White Flyer. I've been their Eastern sales manager, and then for the last 10 years now, I've been their Midwest Southeast sales manager.
Okay.
So I manage 12 states. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan.
So everywhere.
Big territory. Big territory. A lot of gun clubs.
So shooting-wise, you're a trap shooter, though, right?
Sure.
Primarily?
Sure.
Primarily?
Primarily a trap shooter.
Josh shoots everything.
I
We've
shoot
shot
everything.
Everything together.
I mean, we've seen you at Sporting Clays Nationals, but I mean, we've shot a lot with you on trap fields. I know we shot Illinois State together before. We've shot the U.S. Open before. So, that being said, on the shooting side of it, what do you use, gun-wise, shell-wise? What kind of gear are you using?
Yep. My gun is a Protzi MX2000 RS model.
Okay.
My ammunition of choice is Winchester AA's, light loads from the 16, super handicaps from the 27-yard line. So.
And then you shoot the same thing, super handicaps and sporting clays.
Yes.
Because I've shot a lot of sporting with Josh before.
Yeah.
We actually, the first year, I think, National Sporting Clays was me, you, Joey Hill, Hamish Lusty, and Bobby Chambers.
Yes, it was. Yep.
That's been 11 years ago, I think. Something
11
like
or
that.
12 years ago, yeah.
We
It's
had
been a while.
trap shooters going down there to shoot the National Sporting Clays.
Yep.
And then Zach ended up coming down last year.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I'll tell you, those guys know how to have a good time. I mean, here we shoot 300 targets and you're out all day long, and I love that. But over there, some days you're only shooting 100 targets and they get right into the whiskey. Like, they don't play around. It's a good time for sure.
It is. I mean, all the games are fun.
Yep.
Of course, the job with White Flyer, 1 week I'll be at a skeet shoot, 2 weeks in a row I'll be at a trap shoot, then a sporting place shoot. So everybody asks you, like, well, where are you going? What do you shoot the most? And really it depends on my territory, what events are going on as to what events that I'm going to be at and shoot out in that particular year. So some years it's more trap heavy, other years it's more sporting place heavy.
So as far as targets thrown, is the Grand the place where you throw the most targets out of all the shoots in the country?
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, it's the single largest event between. Go ahead.
So what do you throw here? I mean, total.
Between the AIM and the Grand American, both events, just roughly between 4.5 5 million targets.
That's a lot of targets.
It is a lot of targets.
That's a lot of work, logistics wise.
It is.
You know, I know everybody here on the complex. You know, Brad Mayburn.
Yes.
He's in charge of everything, and he does a great job, logistic wise, getting everything back and forth.
We start talking between Lynn Gibson, the director of the ATA. What targets he wants. He's looking at pre-squatting information. We start working with the trucking companies, our trucking company, outside trucking companies.
Yep.
Obviously making the targets, be sure we have everything there on the floor. We don't make it. Everybody asks, do you make a special run for the Grand? No, there's no like double secret formula that comes to the Grand targets.
They're all good.
It is a, we do put an extra set of eyes on the production line.
Yep.
It is the Grand American. We want to be sure that, great targets are coming here, but it's not a special formula. It's one of our runs just with some few extra tests and a few extra eyes on the line, just watching the production. But then from there, again, getting all the targets staged, getting the trucking, but all this starts months in advance.
Yeah.
It takes 10 semi-loads just to fill the property up.
Okay, so 10 semi-loads come in, fill it up, and then you've got more trucks coming as we're going. So in total, 5 million targets, you're talking 24, 25, 26 trucks.
Yes.
So it's logistically happening as everyone's shooting.
Yes, no one realizes it, but you'll sometimes, if you get here earlier in the morning, you'll see one of the semis sitting down there by the target barn, and they're waiting to drop off what's going to go in the houses that evening.
Because it's got to happen when nobody's shooting, right? So it's behind the scenes. We're out at dinner, and these guys are out here at night loading these houses.
They are.
They're doing it, around the clock, but this thing doesn't just go without a bunch of hands. And I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard, and Brad would be the person to ask this probably, but I think it was like 15 people do all the loading, like a team.
I think it's pretty much, and it's one of those deals, and I've been involved with gun clubs at the time where they've needed some extra hands loading targets or unloading targets. We've done that. I know we've been out to dinner before where at the Cardinal Center, it got a call that, we got an issue, truck broke down, and had to go out and help load targets. It's not an easy job. That's why I know Brad was looking for a bunch of people to help out at night, because you got to take the cardboard out. It's one thing after another. So it's a big job.
It is. And the cases are, the targets are fragile as eggs. Each case weighs about 30 pounds. So you talk about wrestling, 1,400 cases a night. That adds up. It is a workout to...
What is there, 63 cases?
63 on a pallet.
On a pallet.
Yeah.
And then what is there, 24 on a truck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're right there, 1,400 cases on that truckload, and they're going along, and they have a number that they want to hit the houses to be sure that they've got enough to get through the day. So
especially these 300 target days.
Correct.
Because the 200 target days, that's another thing. But I've seen those houses, and inside there's a ton of room where they put a ton of targets. They stack those things all the way up in there logistically. For those 300 bird days.
And not on their edge. I know some gun clubs out there. I've seen people, the kids throw them in the house. I'm like, yeah. On the bottom,
right?
Not on the sides.
Yeah, and that's just good to know. If you're putting them on the side, you're going to have edge breakage, and that's a problem, right? But if you stack them the way they're meant to be stacked,
right,
no issues. Yep. And then, as the kids are loading them, just make sure they're not slamming them into the carousel,
Absolutely.
right?
It is. It's when Brad picks his crew, he's doing that for a reason. And same way with your local gun clubs. We talk to gun clubs, and they're like, we had a bunch of new kids here loading. And, we know that we've got to work with them and just educate them as to how heavy and how fragile the targets are.
So. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know everybody's been kind of talking about this new hype. We've been hearing about this new target that White Flyer is coming out with. What can we talk about? As I know it's releasing next week.
It is.
So tell us about this new target. What do we need to know?
Yep. So something we've been working on for 10 plus years now. It's the brand new Eco Flyer target. Rick, you can pull up the logo.
That's the logo on
the box.
Nice green logo.
Yep.
Hopefully there'll be some green targets soon. I love shooting green targets.
Let me see this thing. All right.
We will do all the popular colors. Yep. Once we get it up and running.
And that's what the target looks like. Nice orange dome, beautiful orange, black. I mean, you can rub it with your thumb, no residue.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I mean,
yeah,
I just
it's
picked
very
one up
clean.
today for the first time, and it was
Yep.
very clean. Like, that thing doesn't have anything coming
No.
off of it on my hands, like
Yeah.
getting my shirt dirty or
Like
getting
a
my hands
pitch or-
dirty.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So something that we've worked on to get away from the raw materials we have to use today, which
Yep.
obviously the majority of the targets, all the targets we'll shoot here at the Grand,
Pitch.
is a petroleum byproduct.
Yep.
It's pitch.
Yep.
Which it's a great target. It's what we have shot for years and years and years, and that is really the gold standard when it comes to
Smokable.
the targets. Yes, yes.
So I've actually tested these targets, myself and Sean Hawley. We went down to Webb City.
Yep.
Sean drove all the way from Utah. I drove down short ways, and we tested with them and stuff, and we shot with some pitch targets, and then we shot with these.
Yep, the Eco Flyers.
I broke 25 on both, Then we went to the Arizona State shoot, and we shot them out there, and we had Bruce Davis shot some, my son shot some, Justin White Debris shot some.
And Pat
everybody-
McCarthy,
Yeah,
your
Pat
pet shirt,
McCarthy.
shot some.
Yeah, there was, and they just smoked.
Yep.
They're a great target, and I even talked to the engineer, Chris,
Yep.
and I said, could you, make them darker? Could you make them light? What do you want? Type of deal. So that's going to be the awesome thing, because White Flyer, by far, is the best target in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's us saying it,
We're-
not them saying it, and
Yeah.
they're not even a show sponsor yet. We'll talk about that in the future, but that that being said,
That's above Josh's pay grade.
that's another
Not
conversation.
my responsibility on that one.
We have another call to make on that, but the reality is, the shooters are demanding White Flyer. If
Yeah.
you go to a shoot nowadays, they're not wanting to shoot anything but White Flyer
Yeah.
at a tournament. Now, I've shot the blackouts before. I've shot the pitch target, as we all have. This Eco I haven't shot yet, and I'm really excited to shoot it. But if you could, break it down for someone that doesn't know the difference between any of these targets,
Yep.
what's a pitch target, what's an Eco, and what's a blackout,
Yep.
and why are they different?
So as we've all said, the pitch target is really it's our gold standard. It is the best target that we make. It's the dimple design that was introduced. White Flyer introduced the dimple design in the early 80s. One of our engineers came up with that. It's really taken off as being a good flying, consistent target, good braking target, and that is the best scores, least amount of trap breakage.
Yep.
Just your gold standard when it comes to it. It's a petroleum byproduct, as I mentioned. It's pitch, and then the other main ingredient is limestone in that particular target.
So in a pitch target, you're using, that residual petroleum byproduct,
Yes.
but you are getting that ash, and like we touched on our hands, when we
Oh, yeah.
load them, you're
Yeah.
going to get some dirt and
Yes.
some
Yeah.
grime
Yep.
because, I mean, that's like oil, right? It's a
Right.
type of oil.
It is. Yep.
They're refining it, and then
Yep.
they're putting it in, and it's causing it.
Yep. So then I'm going to be off of my dates. Late 80s, early 90s, our engineers came up with the old biodegradable target.
Yep.
Okay.
It was a non-toxic target. So, and the bio target was great. We made some changes to it. We converted that over to the blackout target.
Okay.
We put a additive in there. The targets went from smoking white to smoking black. Which is what the shooters want.
Exactly.
We want that black
You
smoke
want
ball.
to see, it's the visual of anything in
Yeah.
shooting. If you smoke a target and it's white, you're like, did I really hit that hard? Where if it's the black smoke,
Right.
you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something about it.
You know how
It
it
is.
is.
It
We play
is.
smoke ball games.
Absolutely.
Well,
Once you dump one in the singles, it's smoke ball time. So
Tighten up, baby.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
feel sorry for everybody else in the squad behind me. So it may be a 199, it might be a 190. You just never know what's going to happen.
So with these new Eco Flyers, do you feel that is there? I'm not putting you on the spot, but like price wise, are they going to be comparable? And which level?
It will not be as cheap as the blackout. The blackout targets are sulfur and limestone.
Yeah.
Sulfur is an inexpensive commodity that we make the targets with. But we're very optimistic it's going to be cheaper than the pitch
Than the
targets.
pitch.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Closer to pitch, but a little bit less expensive to it. And the big thing about the Eco Flyer is it checks off all of the boxes.
Yeah.
It is pitch free.
Yep.
It's sulfur free. It's PAH free. We've already done a lot of the toxicity tests, and it comes back as a non-toxic target. We can get into all the details and bore you of the different tests that we have to do to have that. But the biggest thing is to have as great as the blackout target is, it's never quite performed the way a pitch target does. It's really good, but it's not as good as the Eco Flyer as you've seen and you've shot. It is performing to that pitch standard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean it's gonna smoke black, and it
That's the
just
thing, the
checks
black
off
smoke.
all,
And I've shot the blackouts, and they will smoke. Not saying anything bad about them, but when you can put it against a pitch target left to right, you're going to notice the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
target's always going to smoke.
But what I'm excited for is what Rick told me is like next to the pitch target. This was like.
Oh, I thought it actually when we were shooting down there in Missouri, I thought they smoked a little better.
Hello, Trap Talk listeners. Zach Danini here. I'm really excited to announce that we're giving away this shot tracker. This shot tracker was talked about in episode number 28 with Jim, Robert, and Ricky. We go over the technology and how it can help you shoot better scores. That being said, all you have to do to enter in for this is go to our YouTube page at Trap Talk from the Back Fence, like and subscribe our channel. Once you're subscribed, you're automatically in for the drawing. We're going to be drawing this thing on August 7th at the Grand America and giving this bad boy away to a lucky listener. It's worth over $1,000, and I'm really excited to do this. Thank you to everyone at Shot Tracker that made this possible.
That was just my opinion. We shot them at Arizona State. They did smoke. I mean, and that's what excites me about it is you want that visual aspect.
You have to. I think everybody's coming out here for the smoke ball factor. They want to hit them, and they want to see this big billowing cloud of ink in the sky, and
just
that's why we do it.
Just like yesterday, I do a clinic here every year for a couple hours for free for the AIM kids, whoever shows up. I had one kid in there, man, he was literally like blackball, and you could see he'd smoke that dart, and you could just see that little grin, and that's you're in the center of the targets, So now with these targets, I know there's only a few that are going to be available right off the bat, right?
Correct.
No specialties yet.
No specialties. There is a pellet here sitting on the grounds.
Okay.
That's something we're excited. Of course, we've invited Rick, so Rick's aware of this. On opening ceremonies, before we do the blue-gray shootout, we're actually going to let some shooters shoot them. They're going to shoot 10 singles targets and then 15 27-yard targets. Just as if you did miss all the social media posts, the podcast, and everything else as to, hey, we're doing this. And then on Tuesday, which I believe is the 8th.
I think it is,
we come to the demo field out in front of the White Flyer field, bring your gun and a box of shells, and it's going to be free practice all day long on those Eco Flyers. Yeah, so you'll be able to come here and shoot them and see them, and we'll be there to answer any questions. We'll have samples there on the tables that you can handle, do the touchy-feely with, and we're really excited about it.
So
what day is that?
Monday the 7th.
Okay,
we're doing the deal right before the blue-gray shootout. That, we're involved here in the south. I'm in the north, but exactly.
Are we taking wagers here?
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're betting.
How much?
Hey, you can't carry the whole team. Remember that.
It's okay. It's not a team event.
It's
singles.
It's singles this year.
Damn, Ricky Marshall.
I feel like somebody's emceeing that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put his teeth choke in that. Jeff.
I would really hate.
We're gonna screw that thing in there.
I'd hate for one of you guys to get a slow pull.
Oh,
ain't gonna bother me. So now
there's no voice release either. I push the button.
Yeah, he pushes the button. So it's on the 7th that we're trying that. See, these Italians are trying to
agree. I'm trying to slide 100 in his pocket already. I was thinking about
it. That's okay. Josh will give me 50. So, and now on the 8th is when the free practice right out front here in the demo field.
Yep.
But the targets are just the dome targets you're doing right now. There's no, for the Eco Flyers, you're not doing any of the specialty wrap.
No.
Anything. What will be the Eco Flyers made? Will there any be middies?
Yes.
Minis?
Yes.
Any of that stuff coming in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to do 3 demos in 2023.
Okay.
We're going to do, obviously, the Grand American here, the very first one. Then we'll do one at the World Skeet in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And then we'll do another one at Nationals in San Antonio.
Okay.
The one at Nationals will be the first time we roll out the pheasant target.
Pheasant target.
Yeah.
Okay.
So getting back to, for our trap shooters, The majority of people listen to this.
Yeah, the Trap Talk.
We make 2 different dimpled targets. We make a AA for trap and skeet that meets all of the ATA and NSSA specifications, and then we make a pheasant grade target for sporting clays. It's a heavier target, not harder to break, but a heavier target so they can throw it at the higher speeds.
Yeah.
The sporting clay machines, a lot of them max out with a standard, 60, 68 miles an hour off the arm, which is a lot faster than our.
That's how
in trap.
Yeah, that's
43.
Yeah, that's
42.
moving. So they need a
more durable to come off the arm. That's
Yeah.
all. Just like an international target.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is that the same, the pheasant target like an international target, or same type of grade, or?
No, so the international target's a 110 millimeter. Pheasant is still a 108.
Okay, so it's a little bigger.
It is, and then the internationals even go at a higher speed, so
Yeah.
they're even stronger yet to withstand that arm.
Yeah, I
spring.
think I've seen underneath them they've got like reinforcement ridges or something
They
like
do,
that.
they do. So we can get strength in there, but also keep the breakability in there. We
Yep.
still want them to be incredibly fragile so that the shooters can break a good score.
Now, how about some EcoFlyer flash targets?
I'm sure it'll come down the line. I mean, our goal with this material is to have the full product line. So for all the colors for AA's for trap and skeet, and then in our obviously all the pheasant colors for sporting clays, and then your rabbits, your batus, your middies,
Everything.
your Pro 70s, your 60s. Move into the international. That's a big thing with the international shooters is they already require a
bio
form
style.
of a non-toxic
Toxic
target.
target,
So,
yeah.
and this one's going to, right now again we use our blackout target as our non-toxic
Toxic.
target for those
Okay.
competitions, and this is going to move over to a better
performer.
Step it up a
performing
little
target.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, things are getting better. That's all
Right.
we can say. If we're happy
Right.
with what we got and we make it a little bit better, I mean, that's never
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
Correct.
I'd really like to see this target made into a green dome for our Vice President Tim Gunner out there listening.
That's the Ricky Marshall request.
You better hope he doesn't see this one.
We
I'm
can
gonna
edit.
send
We can
him-
edit that
I'm gonna
out
give
for
him-
money.
No, I love a green target. I've shot green targets. I've shot black targets out in Vegas in the old days, but that green target, and then we actually threw some green dome targets that I hand painted the edges on them under the lights one time, and they actually, you could see that depth. It was, but all green under the lights looks like a trash can. They almost look as big as these targets that Josh painted back in.
The green
Not bad.
target is probably the best. If you're going to throw underneath the lights, the
Yeah.
green target is probably the best target.
Oh, it
I mean,
shows up.
We've
Looks like
all
a trash
shot the
can.
white targets.
Yes.
And we always deal with the tail.
Yeah, you always get the flash.
You always
That
get that
long white streak.
Yes, yeah. So you're always shooting that streak, and the green eliminates that. So
Yeah.
I tell anybody, I'm like, if you're truly going to throw like a winter league, or if you are going to take the time to empty the carousel and put a different target in, put the green top
Yeah.
in. It's just
Go green.
hands down the best one.
Once you go green, you can't go back. That's just how it works. So I mean, I know we kind of bypassed quickly on the blue-gray shootout. What's White Flyer's involvement with that? And I mean, I know you're emceeing it this year, correct?
Yep.
So what do you guys do to set that up? And how does it run for the people that haven't been to the ground and seeing it?
Right. So it was something that when we came back to Sparta,
Yep.
we wanted to bring back some things that had happened, some of the cool things that had happened at Vandalia.
Yep.
Kind of bring it back. And one thing that they had gotten away from for
A long time.
a long time was the old nostalgic blue-gray shootout. And it was a team competition, 27-yard, bragging rights type of thing. And we did that for a number of years.
Yep.
And it seemed like it was kind of losing a little bit. Like, that's the great thing about the Grand. You guys hit it on your last podcast. You can come here during Grand Week, even prelim week, and see the top shooters in the shoot-offs.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and watch them shoot, 27-yard handicap or doubles or singles.
Everything.
So it was like, okay, what do we do to get to the next level? And that was when we came up with the handicap doubles.
Yep.
As just something different. Everybody has the equipment, and it was also an idea as to would gun clubs or possibly the ATA even be interested in throwing that as a additional event. It's just
It was cool. I liked it.
Right. And we still do it as a side event for 2 days during championship week.
week.
So
Yep.
you can actually go down to the end,
Yep.
take your doubles barrel, and we do trophies and awards, and you shoot your yardage. You
Buy
go down
your
there,
ATA card.
take your ATA card, and if you're 25 yard or 23 yard, you can go down there and shoot doubles for a side. Obviously, it's not a grand trophy, but
No.
it is a trophy here at the
It's a side
Grand.
event.
It's a side event.
If there was a ring on it, I'd be out there every day. Just
Zach could be trying to bribe the guy in the house.
we all would be down
there. Zach could be in the, hey, dude, you in the house? Break them when they come out.
So
hey, we just had an episode talking about how we shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff, Ricky. What are you doing?
That was you. Gotta watch Nanini.
So we ran that for a number of years, and it kind of, again, just like what was the next thing?
Yeah.
So last year it was like, okay, something fun, something different. And what does everybody get a kick out when you're at your local shoot? Going beyond the 27-yard.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, how far can you go? And it was like, all right, so we're going to do a missing out. But then I was like, all right, well, we want this to not
End right away.
have 9 people miss, and you're like,
I was out first last year, I think.
and then you're twiddling. You're twiddling your thumbs, like, well, okay, well, we gotta stick around for a while and wait for the fireworks and everything. So we decided that we would partner with some friends of ours. So Brierley, Winchester Ammunition, and Promatic got in with us, and Promatic's a great help because they bring another machine out there that's not an ATA target.
Yep. Sporting target.
Adds a little fun to it.
No more speed.
And that's your golden ticket. So your first miss out of the ATA machine, you can either leave and say, I've had all my fun I want, or you can hand me the golden ticket and try to break the Promatic target.
Oh,
I did break mine last year.
Why wouldn't we try?
Well,
No downside.
I hope it's like a real strong crosser and, about a 10-foot lead. We know Zach's going to have a little trouble.
I'm not feeling that this year. I feel like it's something that could go a little higher than.
So I'm thinking it's called a spring and teal, ladies and gentlemen.
You're probably going to have lots of face, and probably something goes a little higher than.
And it
normal.
comes back down.
It probably is going to come back down. Where
I'll
you can
shoot
even
it on the way
there.
down.
So, again, it will not be a crazy hard target. We want the excitement. Of being that. So it'll be something, but that's your golden ticket to get back in. We'll move. There'll be signs all over, and last one standing wins some prizes.
Wins the whole show.
Yeah.
And we do get to pick somebody out of the crowd.
Yes.
Each shooter does, and they'll win a prize too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So on that, I mean, it's choose one choke, one gun, and go. You can't
Yes.
change chokes. You can't change guns.
No
you can't
No special shells. Yeah.
be watching Ricky on
Right.
that. He'd be
No.
changing chokes.
Yeah. No.
I
No.
don't change chokes. I put full in and leave it.
No ounce and a quarter number 6s. It cannot be. We know in some of the fun games we've had some some pigeon loads sneak out there.
That was not me.
I won't mention anybody.
Yeah.
It
He's from
happens.
Ohio.
Yeah. We all know who he is.
That's right.
It was for fun. It's all good. It wasn't a bad deal.
But no, it's yes. Once you come out there and you have your gun set up,
Yep.
like last year.
Which is a good thing. I mean, listen, it's not to, see how many different guns you can shoot or whatever.
right.
So yeah.
It's fun.
It
It's going to be a fun
It's a-
event.
it's a great
Everybody's
event.
Gonna be there.
Well, and then afterwards, White Flyer sponsors the fireworks. There's
Yep, that's
a
in the
huge
ATA.
fireworks
Yeah.
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and the ATA.
Yep.
And that's always awesome to see.
And it's
So.
not a small town.
Oh, no.
It's a real deal.
No, it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big show.
It's a big
It's like
firework.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy
With
crap.
the real grand finale. I mean, it's not if this is your first time coming to the grand or you've missed it in the past, you really you don't want to miss opening ceremonies. I
No.
think
It's probably my favorite night every year.
yeah.
That, what other nights? Well, the Hall of Fame's good, depending on who's
Yep.
going in.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
that's a good event.
Yeah, we go to
You
Hall of Fame every year.
Because then afterwards, you all get together and have a few cocktails. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, Hall
but-
of Fame's always good. This year, we got one of our attendees that was on the show. Pat Lamont's going to the Hall of Fame.
Pat, and then
Neil Winston's going in.
future
And then,
show member.
Yeah, we got our future show member, Dale Stockdale.
Dale Stockdale.
He
Dale's
said he
going in.
wouldn't come on until after he was in the Hall of Fame.
He didn't want to jinx it, everybody.
Didn't want to jinx himself, so he's been shooting really good here lately. He won the doubles championship at Iowa, so that was pretty cool for
Yeah.
Dale. So, and I don't remember the fourth one's going in.
Forgetting the fourth.
I don't know if there is
Yeah,
four. Is there
they
four?
went-
Yeah,
There's
it's an
four.
older
Yeah.
shooter. I think it's passed away. No, I can't remember the name of that. So we'll be at the Hall of Fame. I know today, Carla Harrison sponsored the coin for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
So I stopped in today, and they have bronze coins and silver coins. And Leo was a big coin collector.
Yeah.
The Big L. So he was one of my squad mates and longtime friends. And so I stopped in and bought a couple coins. And then they had numbered ones available, and I happened to jump in, and number was 11 was available. That's my birthday. So I was like, I'll take those. So I bought last year's and this year's, and then got on the list for the future stuff. But there'll be a lot of cool stuff going on here at the Grand.
Yeah.
So, stop in. You can see the new Eco Flyer target. You see
Shoot 'em,
Josh.
Yep.
Robert Crow will be coming in. Jeff, plant manager from Webb City, will
Jeff
be coming
Schultz will be
in.
here.
And then
Tim
Gunner,
Yeah. Our
the
VP.
vice president. Yeah.
Yep.
He'll come in and hang out, do what he does.
Yep. We'll have, as always, we always have our commemorative targets here in the
Yep.
building to hand out to everybody. So
Yeah, have all that. We'll be missing Bill Daniels from the West Coast won't be here, or Nick Arnold won't be here either because his wife's having a baby.
yeah, they're expecting. So
Yep.
congratulations.
Yep, congratulations.
Congratulations
Nick.
early to them. So
Yeah, exactly. He's missing out. I'm sure he's not happy, but
I think that'd be a good experience to stay home for a long time.
it's a good reason to miss the Grand.
It's a fair enough reason,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, nobody's gonna give you too much of a hard time for missing it.
Maybe maybe
I
Ricky.
came to the Grand the year my son was born, but
Overachiever.
Yeah, Ricky don't
well, I won my first doubles championship the night he was born, so that was pretty cool.
made it worth it.
It did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, everybody stop in, come in White Flyer, get yourself a commemorative target. They have 25, 50, 75, 100, 200 straight patches.
Straight patches, T-shirts.
T-shirts, hats, best deal on the grounds.
Yeah, I mean, I like the hat. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm kind of
these hats.
partial to these
what are the
camel
hats
ones.
now? $10 now?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, $10. You can't get that for $10 anywhere.
Yep.
not a comfortable one.
No, good shirt.
Looks good.
So
I appreciate the plug, guys.
We're
absolutely.
we're the plug machine.
White Flyer is one of my sponsors. Has been a long time, and they're just a great company. They do a lot of stuff for the gun clubs.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by what people ask for. They're
Exactly.
not asking for anything else. I mean,
Yep.
they want to know, hey, what's getting thrown here, and there's a reason why the ATA throws you at all the satellite grands. I mean, all the major state shoots.
Yeah, we're the official target of the ATA.
Yep.
Have been for the last couple of years. That's something that we're very, very proud of. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a great partnership. To be able have all the gun clubs demand that the shooters demand that they throw our targets. That's something that we've strived and really worked hard for, and that's lets us know that we're making a good quality, good performing target that the shooters want to shoot.
Absolutely. So stop in Building 1.
Yep, Building 1.
Right to the west of the Score Sheet Annex.
Yeah, we're between Browning and
Krieghoff.
Krieghoff. Yep.
That's right. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with, I like the Krieghoffs. So is there anything else that we didn't talk about today about the new target or about anything going on at White Flyer that we need to cover?
I guess really the only other thing is with the new target, one thing that I didn't hit on was it has a much higher heat resistance than
Yes.
even the pitch targets do.
That is
so
correct.
that's going to be a big thing for clubs in the South that really deal with trying to keep the targets cool, not being able to have machines in the sun, having to get your trap houses open to really be concerned about that on those hot days.
Because the deformity petroleum,
Yeah.
So
Good
when
head,
that
good
pitch
flex.
target gets too hot, it starts to kind of crumple,
Yeah,
or what is it?
It
softens. Yeah.
It softens.
Yeah. We
So as
asked-
it softens, it could break off the arm. You can deal with issues like that.
Yeah, the targets will warp. I mean,
They'll deform.
we asked for a specific softening point, but there are times that just in extreme heats that it gets above that softening
Yep,
point,
I
and
see.
then you can get a little bit of,
And,
so
and,
the
these,
warpage
and these
to it.
were tested. I know one place they were tested in the high heats of Las Vegas. Mr.
Thanks,
Bill
Bill.
Daniels.
So the good story about these is really no matter how hot it would get at a gun club anywhere in the country, it's not going to warp these things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw
you're good.
pictures of the pitch versus this. It looked just like that target sitting right back
Yeah.
behind me.
It's
Well,
really,
that's good news
that's
because
Absolutely.
I mean any kind of warping would cause it to fly a little different, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
You get
Doesn't
deformity,
matter what
when
target.
when it's the target's trying to go down the arm, it either is going to get pinched by the arm or it's going to wobble, it's going to come out funny. I mean, it just doesn't take much to get a target to, break or fly funny out there. So we're eliminating that aspect of it. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
really
it's
excited
awesome.
to shoot these
We are.
things. I
know.
can't wait to do it.
I'm really looking forward to them just being at a shoot and the whole shoot, everybody shooting them and see kind of how the scores are. I personally think the scores are going to be just the same, if not higher.
Yeah.
Because just by the breakability of it, when we tested them in Missouri and then in Arizona, I thought it was the same. I mean, there was no difference.
Yeah.
I missed one handicap target when we tested them in Arizona. I think we shot 25, 20, and 20 or something. I missed one handicap and broke everything else, and I was like, these are nice.
These going to work.
Daddy like.
They're going to do the job.
So we are going to start in our brand new facility that we opened in 2020 in Dalton, Georgia. That's going to be where these targets start as far as we start production. So the Southeast will introduce them in 2024, start selling to the gun clubs down there. Dalton can service a very large area, and then we'll start moving across the U.S. We don't really have a time frame yet. Obviously, it does take time with you know, the equipment and just
Logistics.
everything that goes into it. So we'll be, you know, this isn't something that's going to happen over the next 6 months to a year to be across the whole U.S. It's going to be a, you know, over the next couple years.
Year rollout.
Yeah, before we truly get across the entire United States. Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
We're excited about that. We're excited for anything that White Flyer comes out with.
That's right.
Rick, is there anything we're missing today? Any
I
other
think we're
questions
good.
you have?
No, I think we're good.
Well, I want to say thank you to you guys at White Flyer for making a great target. Obviously, thank you for being on the show and giving
Thank you
us
guys
time.
for having us.
Thank you for our show sponsors, our Remington, Wenig Stockworks, obviously RM Shooting Clinics. If you need a lesson, that guy's pretty good over there. I don't know. Shot Tracker, we're giving one of those away on Monday, so make sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And also, if you need a financial guy, Zach and here to service your needs. So thank you, and we'll get out of here, and we'll catch you next Friday, guys.
Thanks
All
again.
right. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Trap Talk.